Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamar Meisels. I'm a wife and mother living in Israel. And today I just wanted to share a little bit about my experience with maternity leave and going back to work after maternity leave. This is my third child, so this is my third time going back to work. So last week I had a video all about my daughter Yael starting GAN at 8 months, and then 2 weeks later I started work. In Israel, the law has 15 weeks for moms to have paid maternity leave. If you do choose to stay more on with your child, it's going to be unpaid leave and you have to pay for it with your own resources. Most people I know do extend at least a few more months. With my first, I stayed at home with him for 6 months, and with my daughter I stayed for 5 months at home. And this, with my third daughter, I took a little bit of extra maternity leave and stayed for 8 months. And I feel super lucky and happy to be able to take that extra time with her. With every kid, I feel that I'm starting to understand more and more what being a mom even means and what a privilege it is. And I was really just enjoying every moment with her. So it was really hard to decide to go back to work. In Israel, they'll save your job for you up to a year, depending on how long you worked at the job. 80% of women do choose to go back to work after a certain period at home, and exactly how long you decide to stay at home obviously depends on a lot of different things, like your personality. Are you enjoying staying home? How much you loved your job from the get-go, your financial situation. And another important point is how close in the year you are to September, because September is when the calendar year starts for all the daycares. And after September, if you don't start in September, then you're risking, you'll definitely find some daycare or some nanny and stuff like that, but you might not be able to find the one that you really like September, they're all booked up. And then if you want to have your kid start in, say, January, you might be taking a risk that there won't be any spots left for him. So if your few months are up, say August, you'll of course continue till September. And if you wanted to stay home till November, December, you might start a little bit earlier in September so that you could book a spot in the daycare that you want to choose. So I wanted to share something with you that made me feel a little bit of mom guilt, and maybe some of you out there can relate to this. I met some distant relative of mine in some family get-together, and she's a stay-at-home mom. 20% of Israelis decide to be stay-at-home with their kids, and I was telling her that I'm about to go back to work and it's going to be quite a transition for me. I'm having such a great time at home. And she kind of said to me, "Oh, well, why are you going back to work? And you must really enjoy your work. If you're willing to not be at home with your kids and to go to a job, you must love it or have a lot of value you feel from it." And it kind of caught me off guard, and I said to myself, oh my gosh, I thought to myself, like, do I love my job and I'm leaving my baby, and maybe I'm making a mistake. For a lot of moms in our maternity leave, it is an opportunity for us to think and to say, how is my career going? Am I doing something that I enjoy? How's it going for me? And so I did think about it. And first of all, my two older kids absolutely love their kindergarten, and they have an extended program till 4 even, and they love it so much. When I come and pick them up early, they say, please, we want to stay on. So I know my kids, and I know that they love these activities and they love their friends all day. And so for them, picking them up at 4 every day is not really bad for them. And that's just how I feel. So that was for my older kids. And for my baby, in September, she was 6 months. And I extended a little bit extra with her till the end of October. And I felt that was a really big privilege for me. And if I would have extended a little bit more till 1 year, which is what the amount of time they save your job in Israel, if I would be 1 year, I couldn't be sure that I would have a spot in the daycare that we love. So that was one thought process. Also, I do like my job. I do like providing for my family. I do like what I do. I know that it's not the last destination for me. I feel like I have a lot more to give, and that's part of where this YouTube channel comes in, where I love teaching and I love learning. So for me, this is an incredible outlet to do those things while maintaining my day job, where I am providing value to a company, to friends of mine, coworkers at the company, and also providing for my family. So for me, as much as, you know, that relative made me stop and rethink, what am I doing? Am I making some sort of mistake? At the end of the day, I told myself, you're doing the right thing. This is the right thing for you now. And that's another thing that, you know, sometimes we judge ourselves for decisions that we made, beat ourselves up. I should have taken more maternity leave, or I should have taken that job. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and you have to remember, at that point in time, like, I could think like, oh, how could I only have taken 5 months with my daughter? No one had a gun to my head. I could have easily have taken more time to be with her, but at that point in time, I didn't see the value. I wanted to get back to work, and that was who I was then. And who I was then made that decision. So for me, at this point in time, this is the right decision. I might look back and think that, you know, I should have become that stay-at-home mom that people dream about. But at this point in time, this is what is right for me and for my family. I went back to work, and I was a little bit nervous, you know, going back to work. 8 months, I took care of a baby. I wasn't, you know, talking to adults all that much. And my whole analyst job, you know, I had nothing to do with it. I was surprised to see that from day one, and of course, as time went on, it got better and better. From day one, I felt at home with my coworkers, and I felt right in place. It was a very easy transition for me back at work. The first 2 weeks, I think I was so exhausted, going to sleep every night at like 8 o'clock. My baby still wakes up at night to feed, so it makes you extra tired, but as time goes on, it gets much better. Tips that I'd like to give a mom who's going back to work after maternity leave is, first of all, from the time your kid starts daycare till you start work, try to give yourself that buffer of time just to relax and take it easy and have the whole daycare process go slowly. You'll feel much better. Also, pick a daycare that you feel great with. You visited, you spoke to parents, you get the vibe. It's a great vibe. It's really important for your mental health and knowing that you're placing your precious baby in the best care. And also, once you're back at work, you know, you have the work time and you have your kids' time, and try to make sure your schedule has you time, which means if you like working out, if you like hobbies. So for me, this is my hobby time, friends time, spouse time, just a lot of time that you can give to yourself. Try not to beat yourself up too much about leaving your baby and needing to work. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. See you next time.